Hi, we're back at the Tour de France for the first installment of What Do You Do? We're talking to people involved with the race and finding out what a day in the life is like for them. And today we're here with world-renowned cycling photographer Graham Watson. And Graham, what do you do at the Tour de France?
I take photographs.
Yeah. Tell me about a day. I know you're out on the moto, then you're in the press room sending photos. There's a lot involved in what you do.
Yeah, it's a long day. It starts about 2 hours before the stage and ends 3 hours after the stage. So you're probably talking about a 10-hour, 11-hour day, which is okay when there's nice weather. But when it rains a bit, then it's a really long day out.
Okay. What do you do when it rains? What's the how do you handle the bad weather?
I kind of like it because it makes the pictures more exciting. But you've got to take care of your equipment a lot. I mean, getting wet myself, I don't mind, but your cameras get really wet. They last about 10-15 minutes, then they're dead. So you have to really take care of that.
Okay. How long have you been doing this?
This is my 26th Tour de France officially.
Yeah. Did you ever get tired of it?
No, not really. No, it's I still love cycling. So the Tour de France is that peak moment of the year when you're working flat out, and it's great to have a race like the Tour de France.
What's the best part of your job or best part of your day?
I think the moment when I've had a shower and gone down to have dinner and open that first bottle of wine.
You like your wine. Out on the course, what are some of the difficulties you face on any given day getting your pictures that you need?
It depends so much on the racing. This first week it's pretty flat and the roads are quite narrow, and your biggest problem is really overtaking the peloton day after day or minute after minute to get by and get some better pictures. You have to really take care not to get involved with the cyclists because there's still about 172 of them, I think. So it's quite hard getting past.
Okay. Do you use the same motorcycle driver at every race, or do you get assigned a specific driver while you're here at the Tour?
I bring my own driver, a Spanish guy. I've been doing it with him for about 15 years, and I also do the Tour of Italy with him and the Tour of Spain. So he's a pretty good guy.
Just to go as hard as you can, and obviously it's a very hard effort, long effort. So it's important to keep your rhythm, be able to hold a solid speed until the end.
Yeah. Have you gotten a chance to scout it at all?
No, I'm going to go tomorrow morning.
Yeah. Is it 55-11 the whole way, or is there some bumps?
No, there's some bumps. I think a little bit like what we saw today at the finish.
Yeah. You sort of feeling like this is a time when you can show Johan and the other team directors that this is, you're going to be the leader of this team. I mean, this is sort of the first chance to really show your stuff.
No, I think I showed myself the last 10 years, and I mean, I have pressure to perform here, and I really want to do well at the Tour, but it's not the end of the world if I don't.
Okay, fair enough. George, thanks very much.
Thank you.
Did you get some of that?
Yeah, I did.
I haven't got a clue. So that's why it's going to be interesting.
Thanks, mate.
All right.
Okay. This is a little dangerous for me. You can't walk backwards.
This is your life, everything is right. Come light up my life. It's a
Brisky. Give me a minute for doing this. Come on, buddy.
Yes, you are the one. It's a summer night.
It's a hot night.
I've circumvented him. Am I going to get in trouble? Please don't
Hurry,
tell me.
hurry.
All right. Hi, we're here with
trouble.
we're with CSC's David Zabriskie. Dave, how are you feeling for tomorrow? It's a big day and obviously a race that you at least have the potential to do exceptionally well in.
Yeah, I feel all right. So we'll see how it goes. Oh, you guys are freaking me out. Why is there so many?
What's the key for you tomorrow?
Just stay relaxed and go really hard. See the course, have fun, enjoy life as it is.
All these microphones are not your favorite thing in the world, fair to say.
It is if I'm in the right mood. I can it just takes me a while to get into character, I just finished, my heart's still going.
Talk about today's stage a little. What went on out there? Pretty straightforward one.
Yeah, today was faster than, today is probably the fastest day we've had. It's nice to have a day under 250 kilometers actually.
Yeah. Nice little cloud cover too.
Yeah.
Hi, we're back at the Tour de France with Andrea Bisogno. He's the mechanic with the Liquigas team, and Andrea is going to tell us about the Bianchi FG. This is the bike of Stefano Garzelli. Andrea, thanks for joining us, and why don't you just walk us through the bike?
This bike is all aluminum
with the carbon fork and also with the rear in aluminium. Normally the other riders use the carbon in the back, but Garzelli prefer use aluminium. Garzelli, Di Luca and other racers prefer aluminium. He use carbon wheels. All the team use Bora, which I think is very good wheels and the best. And I don't know, it's a good bike.
What else? Let's see. We'll do a cutaway over this. So just hang out for Brian. We'll just cover this.
We use Polar. He's a partner, the team partner. He use this Polar. It's possible check speed and also the heart frequency and the cadence.
Okay. Hey, we're hearing that Bianchi's going to roll out a full carbon bike pretty soon here. Can you tell us about that a little bit?
We use this bike and not carbon bike because Bianchi prefer use aluminium because aluminium is handmade. Do you know in Italian is handmade is best in Italy,
Okay.
and carbon is monoblock and not handmade.
It's raining a little bit here today. It's the first time we've seen any rain. What kind of special adjustments will you make to the bikes
For the rain.
for the rain today? Yeah.
Normally we use always carbon wheels and Campagnolo make this brake that is good for rain or no rain.
Rain or shine? Okay, fair enough. All right. Thanks very much for joining us. Stay tuned for more from the Tour de France.
Okay.
Hi, we're back at the Tour de France at the start of Stage 6 and with Chris Horner for another rendition of The Diary. Chris, first of all, let's talk about today's stage. A little bit of weather today for the first time, weather of the wet variety, and what impact that could have.
Yeah, today could be one of the more difficult days. A little more wind coming today than the previous days, and definitely could be wet all day too. So could be a little bit more excitement going on in terms of just the GC guys trying to stay out of trouble. Normally, I'd say it'd be about the same. Break, get away, bring it back, field sprint on a day like today. The only drama I think you could see is a possible crosswind sections or something like that, and maybe losing GC guys somewhere.
Okay. How about the daily update on the injuries? 2 days in a row you finished without any dirt or anything else on the jersey, so it looks like you're coming around. Less bandages on the hand.
Yeah, no bandages, just a little swollen still. Still, the two fingers aren't too strong to work too well, but that and just dealing with the knee and sore muscles. But the muscles are getting better now after 2 days and not crashing. Yesterday was the first day and first night in 3 nights I finally got to sit on my bed other than just going to sleep on it. So that was quite nice of a day, and actually watched a movie.
What'd you watch?
Underworld. My girlfriend Megan sent it over to me with a friend. So yeah, I sat back for a couple hours and got to watch a movie. Lets you forget about everything else.
Yeah. Thumbs up or thumbs down?
Thumbs up. I liked it. It was, you're not getting educational use out of it or anything, but yeah, I don't think I need to be educated the night before some of the stages of the tour. I just need to be entertained.
Okay. Tomorrow brings probably the first real critical day of this year's tour. It's the first individual time trial. With that in mind, I wanted to just go through some of the GC contenders and get your opinions on why they can or maybe can't win the 2006 Tour. We'll start with a guy you know pretty well, American Floyd Landis. What do you think of his chances?
Yeah, Floyd definitely is going top 10 here. I would think his form looks really well. Certainly tomorrow, it's like you said, we're going to start seeing who are the pretenders and who are the guys who are going for everything. So as always, there comes a day and time in the tour when you're going to see who's really riding good and who's not. Tomorrow's the day. Floyd's looking all right. Levi's looking pretty good. Cloden from T-Mobile. Yeah, on paper, he's the fastest guy here. He's the only guy that's been able to go those speeds of Jan Ulrich and Basso and Lance and stuff like that. Last year he rode really well. The only problem with Cloden is you need all the stars and the alignment and the earth and his form and the eclipse and everything to arrive at the right time, and then he has form. But when he has it, he's faster than anybody on paper that's in this Tour de France right now.
Okay, not a name we've heard a lot here. How about the Discovery Channel boys? It's George or maybe any of the other 3 guys, Acevedo, Popovich, So their cards are still not quite on the table.
Yeah, they have four guys right now that could go for GC. There's no doubt about it. Acevedo, George is riding exceptional, and time trial exceptional. So the time trial tomorrow might not tell a whole lot about George's form. You're gonna have to wait till you get into the mountain to see George's, because you already know he's a time trial. He can time trial because of his size and all that. So everything we've seen up to George right now is what you expect out of him. What we don't expect out of him is whether or not if he can climb with the top 5 best guys in the tour, and we're going to find that out on stage 10.
Okay, fair enough. Last but not least, your teammate Cadell Evans. He's definitely in the mix here as well.
Absolutely, got to be. There's 10, 15 guys in the mix. Cadell's certainly in the mix, and the Wiedemann Lotto team is thinking of him as a possible victory here.
So early to say that. How are you seeing Dave right now? Do you think he has the win in his legs?
I think he'll be strong. If it's enough, we'll see tomorrow.
How has Dave gotten through the first week of these races?
Yeah, pretty okay. So far, so actually good. He hasn't been wasting too much energy, and yeah, he only lost a few seconds on Kauberg, but apart from that, it was okay.
And what do you think about Bobby J? I mean, is he kind of have a chance to step into this void a little bit, do you think?
I don't know. I think we have to wait and see that later on.
So you said a couple of days ago that Floyd Landis is your favourite for the tour. Have you seen anything over the past couple of days that's changed that?
Not really, no.
Is that just based on the impression of how he's, what the guys are saying about him in the bunch, or just a case of mathematics?
I think everybody thinks he looks good, and he's ready. He has focus. See, his team has focus on him, so well, I think that's obvious. That's pretty normal.
Well, in your head, how long is the short list of riders who could win this tour now? 10, 15?
No. No, it could be 5 maybe.
So we're talking Levi, Landis, Evans.
Yeah. Maybe a couple of Discovery guys, you know. But in the end, there's only one who can win the tour.
Would you put any of your own riders on that list?
No, not so far. It's too early.
Bjarne, what about Cloden?
Yeah. Well, a few years ago he was second, so he should be one of the favorites now.
Yeah. But I mean, he should be and he is. They're two different things. Do you feel like he's someone who could be there at the end?
I don't know. I mean, you should ask him. I don't know his condition right now. I think he's okay, but if it's good enough to follow in the Alps, I don't know.
If you had to bet, would you bet on one of these guys? Is there one that you'd like more than the other?
I never bet.
Some people are suggesting that there's going to be an asterisk on this tour because a lot of the big favorites aren't here. That whoever wins this tour shouldn't have the same prestige of winning a hard-fought tour with the Bossos and the Ulrichs, the Vundergrafs. Valverde is out of the picture.
Tour is the tour. I mean, you have to beat those who are here. I mean, the one who will win, he'll be on the podium in Paris and on the palmarès of the Tour de France.
That's the most important thing, obviously. It doesn't matter who's at the line.
I don't think so. Then he has to prove it next year.
About tomorrow, you said yesterday that Landis is going to be the big favorite. Your top 3, what would that be? Yeah.
Well, Landis, Hincapie, Zabriskie.
And how much can Carlos afford to lose to Landis? What would be ideal?
I don't know how much he can afford to lose.
You said yesterday between 15 and 20 for him. What would that tomorrow?
Yeah, maybe 3 minutes, something like that. Maybe more. I don't hope so.
Thanks, Bjarne.
Super motivated to make up for that today and do the right thing. So, after yesterday's stage, I talked to him, said don't worry about it. As long as you learn from it, that's the important thing. And, he started studying the book of today's stage straight away after yesterday's stage.
Yeah, it's like having my own personal TGV, and I just got to get off at my stop at the finish line.
Thank you, Robbie.
No, I'm just constantly looking in the camera because I know my family's watching me from home, so I'm just waving at the camera and giving them a wink. But it's always nice to get up on the podium, and 3 times in 6 stages is it's the best I've ever done in the Tour. Last year I got 3 in 13 stages, but and to be up there so often this week, it's a nice feeling, and it's good to do it with my teammates and do it on pure power with a guy like Steegman's leading me out. It's I won't say it makes it child's play, but it really simplifies things.
Don't pull your punches. What's wrong with Tom Bonan?
There's nothing wrong with him. I mean, people keep saying, "Oh, what's wrong with him? Is he out of form?" There's nothing wrong with him. He wins a lot of races, and but so do I. And I really peaked towards this tour, and I think you can see I'm a pure sprinter, and this is what I do. And Tom's always there. There's nothing wrong with him. So I think the media's trying to put a lot of pressure on him, particularly the Belgian media. But he's leading the tour, and you can't underestimate the weight of a yellow jersey also.
Brilliant, thank you.
Rob, how many of these can you get?
Who knows? I mean, there's another one the day after tomorrow, and then we're in the mountains, and after that, probably there won't be another one, I guess, until Paris. So I've got to try and get there first. That's already something in itself. But for now, I'm just going to go out and try and enjoy the time trial tomorrow. Just ride tempo to make it inside the time limit, and be nice colour coordinated, and hopefully it won't rain.
Robbie, when we spoke yesterday, you said you were desperate for a stage win. I mean, tell me how it feels today now that you've actually done it.
Yeah, well, I had 2 stage wins up until now, and you'd think I should be happy with that. But after yesterday's mistake, I was really pretty frustrated after yesterday's, because it's like, even though I had a couple, I was like letting a chance slip by, and I wanted to get another one. And when you're in form, you got to do it. And Steegman's also wanted to make up for his mistake yesterday. And he started studying the road book for today's stage immediately after the stage yesterday. He said he felt so bad. And today he did a fantastic job, and we've come up with a stage win again. And if I was superstitious, maybe I'm going to become superstitious. I said to my wife this morning that with my 3 stage wins in the Giro, there were stages 2, 4, and 6, and I'd won stages 2 and 4 here, so I was going to win today. And I don't often do predictions, but that one came out. In the sprint, not even a millimetre before 400 to go, but he did just perfectly. When he took off, I really had to go to follow him, and when I have to really jump to follow somebody, it means that nobody else can follow. And I felt I had just a great run into the last 200, and even though I felt like I was maybe slowing, I felt there was nobody coming, there was nobody there, and that's a nice feeling.
Hi, we're back at the Tour de France for another installment of What Do You Do? And today we were joined with world famous TV cycling announcer Phil Liggett. Phil, what do you do here at the Tour?
Well, it's a good question, that, Jason. I get up at 7, I go to bed at 11 and work flat out. But mostly television these days, a little bit of writing for magazines, a few internet pieces, and these modern days we do blogs as well, Okay.
Take me through a day. You get up, you shower, get some breakfast, and then what? How's the day unfold for you?
We work a day ahead these days because of the way the tour is run now. It's so busy. So we sort of, as soon as the riders cross the line, in about an hour's time, we'll drive to the next hotel, and then we'll go to bed, because we don't arrive there at about 11 or 12 o'clock at night, usually without dinner. But we're up about 6. We leave at the start we're always on the start line by 9 a.m. and then we sort out our day. We discuss the program. We write scripts, because I don't just work for the Outdoor Life Network. I work for Australian television, South African television. My other station is the Independent Television Network in Britain. And we also work for the organisation. We make a programme which goes to 150 countries for the organisation. So they all demand separate things, so we try and get it in some order. And in between, of course, I've got my national newspaper to write for and my internet. Now look, I make a lot of money, but I didn't design all this work. People just kept asking me.
Okay. Last one as the rain starts to fall here. Yeah. It's a wide open race this year with some of the favourites gone. Who do you see being in yellow in Paris?
It's a fabulous race. It is very wide open. There's probably 7 guys, we're on the eve of the time trial, probably 7 guys who can still win this race easily. And 3 of them are American cyclists, and there's no doubt about it. Hincapie, Landis, Leipheimer are all in the mix for a fine podium finish. Add to that, Cadell Evans I really fancy. And we've got to look at Michael Rogers, just for the moment at least, because he's a very good stage race rider.
Okay, let's get out of the rain. Phil, thanks very much.
Couldn't agree more.
Okay,
right.
Cheers. Thanks, Brian, for staying.
Les fruits de aquarelle, mesdames, messieurs, c'est ça les chenilles. Exceptionnel de petites bouteilles Nestlé Aquarelle, garantie 100% naturelle.
Oui, mais alors, mais ma petite madame Boulot, qu'est-ce qui vous arrive? C'est bien net, hein? Si on a envie, on va boire un petit coup d'eau aquarelle et puis vous allez voir.
Tour de France.
Allez, c'est bon.
Les
comme l'Australie. Retrouvez l'esprit Rodsheim sur rodsheim.fr.